when you hear that death rattle. It's not just a fight or a battle. Prepare for lots of blood and gore. It's Spintown with some more bad wars.
Welcome to Spintown. I'm going to showcase a game of Castles I played not too long ago. And right here I'm killing a guy and he has his bed broken right as I kill him, so it worked out for me. Now, I joined this game late, so at this point in the game I had just gotten my bow. I missed all of fast iron, so it took me a while to get out and get started, because it takes a while to get a bow and a whole bunch of arrows. But I'm going to go to the middle and get M's, buy a tracker, and then play defense on one of the beds. That's my plan at this point. But I keep seeing people like run next to me that I want to kill, because they're there, and why shouldn't I kill them? They're finals. And it slowed me down though. I kept seeing people and kept killing people, and sure enough, I took too long getting the emeralds, and I see people running into the base. Bed got broke. So now I'm going to hurry up. I'm going to run over, get this emerald, and there's only one there, so I got to wait. But you know what? It took me too long because alarm, bed gone. Now we're kind of screwed. Now it's 36-9, but you know what? I see a lot of teams come back in that situation. And sure enough, now it's 8-4. And I happen to see a 700 star down here on the bridge, so I kill him. And final. So now it's 5-3. I'm getting resources, but I was getting sandwiched by two different guys, one of them invis. So I had to use my one and only pearl, and now I'm just hoping I can get back to the base at this point. Because it's a 4-3 game. It's close. And I land on the leaf block right there. That was pure luck. I didn't clutch or anything. I just happened to land there. But still getting fireballed as I'm trying to make it down this bridge. Almost there. Please don't hit me. Oh, wow. You missed everything. You pulled a J. Sorry, Jay. But now at this point in the game, it's 2-1. I'm the only one left, and I am being chased by a 500 star and an 800 star. The 500 star is going to come right after me right here with the pearl, and I turn and throw the fireball right into it. And he didn't know what to do or know what happened probably, but he tries the pearl clutch and just misses. If you watch the replay right here, he comes very close to saving himself twice. With one pearl that he throws straight up when it first goes up, right there, I almost hit it. And if I would have hit it, he would be able to throw another pearl and save himself. And you'll see it closer, a better angle of me almost hitting the pearl here. See, right there. And then the pearl almost lands before he falls into the void. So he almost lived twice, but unfortunately for him, he did not. Fortunately for me, I got an epic kill out of it. Now I still have to deal with the 800 star player, but at least it's a 1v1 now. And the good thing about it being a 1v1 is I'm on the red team, he's on the blue team. I'm higher on the scoreboard than he is. So if it comes down to a draw, I'm going to get the win. And I know this, so I'm going to basically just run from the guy and avoid him as long as I can. Now he took a lot of time to gear up. As you saw a minute ago in my inventory, I geared up even more. I am stacked with pearls and fireballs and gapples. So I'm prepared to run for a long time. And one thing I made sure to do was get my streak points up, so I had enough to get a wither. If I got into a position where I'm just getting tired of running from him, or I think he's going to kill me, I can just use my wither and fly away. Now I also assumed he has a wither as well, and if he uses his wither to come after me, that's great, because we're obviously going to have a wither fight when that happens. And if I win the wither fight, I just fly away from him a little longer and he can't really catch me. If he wins the wither fight, you know, I can pearl away from a wither and run from a wither a lot easier than I can from him aggro pearling. I don't know if you can dismount the wither, like, on command. I know you can fly into water and you'll automatically dismount, but I don't think you can do it any other way. So, in my mind, it's a win-win if I have to have a wither fight with the guy. As long as I don't fall into the void after the wither fight, it's fine. Now, I use my wither right here, and I'm flying towards his base where I know his wither is going to spawn if he uses it. And I'm pretty sure he has one. So, it's just, come on. when you gonna use it? I expected him to use it already. Like, I was hoping I could, like, just be flying right at the spawn point when he spawned, but he waited. Now he's in, though. I'm going to turn around. We're going to have our wither fight. And I'm actually going to lose this fight. But I am able to save myself with a pearl, which is the important thing, because now I can just pearl into the castle, and he's going to have a hard time running around the corridors and stuff with this castle. At least I'll have a harder time than I will with pearls. So it's going to make it pretty easy for me to stay away from him. And he's... I just got to think that he's got to be super annoyed at this point. And I'm hoping that there's teammates watching, just laughing their asses off at this, because I found it hilarious at this point. Once the 500 star died, I was pretty confident I was going to get the win in a 1v1 if he gave me time to gear up, and he did. So that's great for me. He did get me low a couple times where I thought he might get me, but I was able to throw away an apple, so it didn't end up working out for him. But he's still chasing me with that wither, so I'm guessing since he didn't hop off the wither, you can't get off the wither unless you fly into water. And if I was him, I would have been looking for water. I don't know if there's any placed anywhere on this map at this point. I don't remember any, but I would have been trying to find it, because that was really his best chance to kill me, is to get off that thing. So this clutch really didn't start off as being a clutch for my team. It was their team. But then they flipped it, and at one point it was a 3v1, and one of them ended up killing themselves, I think, trying to pearl to another island, and became a 2v1. And it kind of became a clutch situation for me, since I became the underdog at that point. And then I ended up killing a 500 star by using a pretty smart play. And some of you will be like, oh, it was luck, you couldn't do that, or whatever, that wasn't planned. And I'd say bullshit, because if anybody here has watched my videos, they would have seen I've done that on multiple occasions on video on this channel. It is something I've tried to do a lot in the past, and I tried to do in that particular situation. Matter of fact, after this game, like a few days later, I did it to somebody else in castles. So yeah, that is something I've done a lot. I've done a number of videos showcasing it, so it wasn't luck, it's just a smart play that a lot of people don't expect. And I knew in a clutch situation in castles, with how people aggro pearl and pearl from island to island chasing you, there'd be a good chance I could pull it off in a castles game. Sure enough, I did. So I got a smart play and a smart final with the 500 star, and now with the 800 star player, I'm not going to kill him, but I am just going to outsmart him. Because as soon as he took that time, he took a long time to gear up. He went back all the way to his base in the middle to get stuff. And while he was doing that, I had Molten Forge, baby. I stayed in the middle base. I ran from gen to gen. Got as many emeralds as I could. I was going back and forth to that shop just constantly. And I knew whatever he got, he wasn't going to have more pearls than me. And I knew that once I got my streak point up in my wither, I knew what would happen. If I had to use my wither and he used his, I knew it was a win-win for me. This overall was just a game sense win. Like, I'm a low-skilled player. If I was to sword fight that guy, he's going to destroy me. But game sense can help you overcome those limitations a lot of times. That's what people in the forums got to learn. They got to learn you can't just post ideas, post your thoughts about Bed Wars, and have people think you know what you're talking about when you don't play the game. The only way you're going to gain game sense is to actually play it. And then not only do you need to play the game, you have to figure out what works for you. Watching somebody else play isn't necessarily going to work for you if you do what they do. You have to find your own limitations and work around them. Again, something you can only do one way, and that's by playing.